Hey, it's late. You should be asleep by now. Your room is dark, your phone is a few inches from your face, and your brain is acting like there's a tiger lurking somewhere in the hallway. You felt tired all day. You told yourself you would finally sleep early tonight. But the moment you lie down, your body goes from, "Please let me rest," to "Alert, alert, alert, think about every possible disaster." Your chest feels tight. Your heartbeat is suddenly very loud. Your mind floods you with thoughts that feel urgent and life or death. Even though tomorrow's problems aren't coming to get you right now, they can't climb through your window. They don't exist in this moment. But your nervous system didn't get the memo, and its favorite time to strike: the middle of the night. When your brain should be shutting down, it's flipping every switch on the dashboard. Why? Here's the truth most people never hear. Your brain isn't trying to ruin your night. It's trying to protect you. It just has terrible timing. During the day, you're surrounded by noise, notifications, conversations, work, screens, distractions everywhere. Your brain is busy, responding to tasks and stimuli. There's no room for internal alarms to fully activate. The threat system inside you is constantly gathering signals, but it doesn't have the bandwidth to process them, so it waits. It waits until you are safe, still, and quiet. And then, it talks. The silence of night isn't peace to your brain, it's emptiness, and emptiness becomes the perfect space for fears to echo. All day long, your stress hormones are being produced to push you through responsibilities, deadlines, social situations, expectations, tiny survival triggers that your brain treats like mini emergencies. You suppress them, power through, distract yourself, but your brain keeps track. It collects the unresolved alarms. It files them. And when you finally stop moving, it says, "Okay, now let's address everything you ignored." That's why, at 2 a.m., the smallest worry becomes a catastrophe. A text you forgot to reply to becomes, "Everyone is mad at me." A tiny mistake at work becomes, "I'm going to lose my job." You remember a weird thing you said 3 years ago and suddenly feel shame, like it's happening right now. The dark isn't the threat. The dark is the stage for your threat system to step into the spotlight. Here's where the panic spiral secretly begins. Your brain evolved in a world that was extremely different from the one you're lying in right now. For most of human history, darkness meant danger. Early humans couldn't see threats approaching: predators, rival groups, even the edge of a cliff. Nighttime was survival mode. Your modern brain doesn't know that those days are gone. It still believes that silence plus darkness equals vulnerability. So when your conscious mind wants to rest, your survival system wakes up like a night guard who only works after midnight. This is the part most people get wrong. Anxiety doesn't come from weakness. It comes from a brain working overtime to keep you safe. Every worried thought you get at night is your brain saying, "Here's something that might hurt us tomorrow, so let's prepare." But it ends up feeling like an attack from the inside. Stress from tomorrow becomes danger right now. Your body responds exactly as if something is chasing you. Heart racing, muscles tense, breath shallow. It's preparing you to fight or run, while you're lying completely still. That mismatch of body screaming danger with no actual threat present creates panic. Your brain sees your perfectly safe bed and interprets it as suspicious. Why are we alone? Why aren't we moving? Why are we vulnerable in the dark? It becomes hypervigilant, scanning every memory and every worry for threats. Since it can't see the danger, it assumes everything could be danger. And this is the moment your brain flips the switch. Your logical brain, the part that knows everything is fine, is actually losing power. When you're falling asleep, mental resources shift away from rational thought toward deeper brain structures, the ones that focus on survival. The amygdala, your threat detector, becomes more influential, while the prefrontal cortex, your calm reasoning system, is getting tired and losing influence. So, the part of the brain that goes, relax, this isn't a big deal, is shutting down, and the part that screams, we're doomed, is taking over the controls. This is exactly why midnight thoughts feel 10 times scarier than they do at breakfast. You'll notice something curious. During the day, you can usually think your way out of anxiety, but at night, you can't think clearly at all. Your mind just digs deeper into panic. Your brain is switching into a mode that doesn't want solutions. It wants vigilance. It wants you ready for danger, not relaxed into sleep. Ever notice how your brain waits until the lights are off to remind you about that one embarrassing thing you did in 2018? Yeah, that's not random. This is also why you get out of nowhere thoughts. Not just worries, memories, embarrassing moments, regrets, things you thought you'd moved past. Your brain is doing a security sweep. It's scanning for danger patterns, and old wounds light up like red flags, even if they're not actually threatening you right now. And here's the part that makes it worse. When your body prepares for sleep, your senses change, your heart slows, your breathing deepens, your muscles release tension. To some people, those sensations feel like losing control. A brain wired for survival interprets letting go as risk. Why are you slowing down? Why aren't you alert? Wake up. Your mind is stuck between two instincts. One says, rest, recover, shut down. The other says, if you sleep, we die. This tug of war creates a state where you're exhausted but wired. Your eyes close, but your mind jolts awake. The more you try to sleep, the more the threat system pushes back. And then comes the worst part, the awareness of time. You check the clock, 2:14 a.m. You calculate how many hours of sleep you can still get. You panic about not being able to sleep, which makes it even harder to sleep. Your anxiety becomes about the anxiety itself. The threat system feeds on that panic like fuel. Your mind goes from, what if something goes wrong tomorrow, to something is wrong with me right now. But it isn't. Nothing is wrong with you. If this feels uncomfortably accurate, you're not alone. Millions of minds do this every single night. What you're experiencing is the most natural thing in the world, a survival brain trapped in a modern body. A brain designed for caves and predators trying to operate in a world of deadlines and alarm clocks. So now you're lying there at 2 a.m., chest tight, mind racing, wondering if this will ever stop. And here's the part that changes everything. If your brain can misinterpret safety as danger, it can also learn to reinterpret danger as safety. The threat system isn't broken, it's programmable. And nighttime is actually the most powerful moment to rewrite that code, because the mind is quieter and the body is listening. Right now, the part of your brain that keeps you alive is over-functioning. It's sending a message. Something inside us still feels unresolved, but you don't have to fight that message. Fighting makes it louder. You don't have to silence it either. Silencing makes it more determined. Instead, you learn to speak its language. This is where your body misreads safety as threat, and you can interrupt it. Your nervous system doesn't understand logic. It doesn't calm down when you tell it stop worrying. Words are useless to it. The threat system speaks in sensation, breath, muscle tension, heartbeat, posture. Those are the signals it reacts to. Your breath is the fastest way to send that message. But here's the trick most people get wrong. Deep breaths can actually make anxiety worse. What works is slower breaths, specifically longer exhales than inhales. Why? Because when you inhale, your heart rate rises. When you exhale, your heart rate falls. So you let the exhale lead. 5 seconds in, 8 seconds out. Not dramatic, not forced. Just long enough that the threat system notices. With each slow exhale, you're whispering to your nervous system, "We are safe." Something else happens when you do this. Your prefrontal cortex slowly comes back online. Logic returns. The voice that was shut off starts to whisper again. It reminds you that tomorrow hasn't happened yet, that your bed isn't a battlefield, that your heart can beat fast without danger being present. You may still think about tomorrow's worries. That's okay. The goal isn't to erase the thoughts. It's to send your body the information that those thoughts are not threats. That is what interrupts the spiral. Not perfection, but regulation. Your brain is also highly sensitive to posture. If you curl up tightly when anxiety hits shoulders clenched, chest collapsed, your nervous system reads that as hide or brace. But if you slowly drop your shoulders, loosen your jaw, place a hand over your chest or stomach, you are signaling groundedness. You are telling the threat system that the danger is imagined, that it can stand down. Small signals add up to big relief. Right now, your heart might be beating fast just hearing this. That's okay, that's your protector checking in. There's a quieter part of your mind that comes alive at night, the emotional historian. It brings up past hurts not to punish you, but to check. Are we finally safe from this? Nighttime is when your brain files memories. If something from the past still feels like danger, the brain reopens that file to examine it. Unfortunately, that can look like suffering, reliving old shame and pain. But here's the key shift. When the memory comes, you don't judge yourself for still caring about it. You recognize that the brain is saying, "This moment still matters." And instead of running from it, you offer that memory a different ending, a safer ending, a softer ending. This is how emotional wounds begin to heal, not by forcing yourself to forget them, but by letting your body experience that you survived them. The truth is, anxiety is rarely about reality. It's about prediction. The threat system tries to anticipate danger before it happens. That kept early humans alive. Today, it keeps us awake. Your brain is trying to prepare you for tomorrow, but the best preparation is rest. The brain just needs proof. So you stop trying to win the mental argument. You stop trying to force yourself to sleep. You stop blaming your mind for sounding the alarm. Instead, you give the alarm what it needs: acknowledgement and safety. You can even tell it quietly, "I know you're trying to protect me. Thank you. I've got us now." It sounds strange, but that sentence turns the battle into a partnership. Anxiety softens when it realizes you're on the same team. The clock still might say 2:28 a.m., but now it's just time. Not danger, not failure, not judgment, just numbers that will keep changing whether you panic or not. Here's another shift. Instead of chasing sleep, you focus on rest. Sleep happens naturally when the threat system shuts off. Rest is something you can control. You don't have to be asleep to restore safety. You just need to lie there and breathe like someone whose body is allowed to relax. Sometimes, the most healing thing you can tell yourself at night is, "I don't need to sleep perfectly to be okay tomorrow." That single belief removes pressure. Pressure is fuel for panic. Without the pressure, your body gradually stops fighting itself. It realizes there is no threat to defend against. The heart slows. The thoughts lose urgency. The darkness becomes just darkness again. And here is the piece most people never realize. The reason panic feels so powerful at night is the same reason healing does. The brain is more impressionable, more plastic, more willing to learn new associations. If you teach it safety at 2 a.m., that safety becomes part of its instinct. Night after night, it remembers a little sooner. Worries come, and they leave faster. The silence starts to feel like comfort instead of exposure. Your threat system doesn't have to disappear. It just has to trust you. One night, you'll lie down, and your brain will still try its old trick, that familiar rush of fear, the scanning for danger. But something different will happen. You'll feel it rising and you'll think, "Oh, it's just you again," and your body will shift into those long, slow breaths, and the alarm will fade before it even finds a foothold. That's how night panic ends. Not in a dramatic breakthrough. In a quiet retraining. Maybe not tonight, maybe not instantly, but eventually, the darkness won't feel like a threat anymore. It will feel like a signal, a ritual, a reminder that you don't need to be alert to be safe. You can close your eyes knowing that nothing is hunting you. You can let your guard down without disappearing. You can rest because you made it to a life where rest is allowed. Remember when you first lay down tonight, heart pounding, mind racing. That feeling like something was wrong with you? Now you know the truth. Nothing was wrong. Your brain was just doing its job. And now you can teach it a new one. Tomorrow's fears do not exist in this moment. They are ideas, not enemies. Your brain can stop searching for danger because you are the proof that you survived it all. If your mind is spiraling right now, remember this: the threat system that wakes you up in fear is the same system that has carried you through every challenge in your life. It has been protecting you since the moment you were born. Thank it. Breathe. Let it rest too. Tonight, your brain doesn't have to love panic. It can love peace instead.